Man, so is it convincing I am able to? You are catching my points, right? You are understanding everything. So when recently we had been to Kerala for promotion activity, like okay, I have been to Kerala.
Hello everyone, this is Dominic Xavier Philip. I'm a graduate in business administration. I'm preparing this video to tell you something about one of my greatest learning that I ever had at the EduSkills international platform devised by Dr. Sarin Joseph, my mentor and facilitator. Let me tell you frankly, till I came to Unique, I was literally in a state of oblivion where I was confused with what to choose next. So when I was from this computer science background, I had multiple choices. Like I was a big fan of geology and I always wanted to study something like oceanography, as well as since I never liked natural just because I never liked it, since I was not good at mathematics, I thought like going on with science would be a little bit literally challenging. So I thought like why not choose business administration, because there may not be much mathematics, but though things ended up very different, like I had to study accounting, statistics and much more. But things, let me tell you, I fortunately ended up doing my business administration at Unique EduSkills International. The reason for which I felt like so fortunate to end up at Unique EduSkills International was never because I got an option like BBA, which had less complicated mathematics to deal with, but it was more because of the exposure that I got, the premier educational lifestyle, which was something beyond my imagination. So when I said that life at Unique was beyond my imagination, I really did mean it, because as a student I had my sort of expectation about a college life. Having sessions from morning 9 to 3, having the same lecturers for the whole year consecutively for 3 years, and finally at the end of the year getting a certificate of completion of the degree, whatever I studied, and then going on for my higher studies like MBA, searching for a job and as such. So now instead of going much deeper into the premier education lifestyle, which I'll be discussing in the upcoming videos, I will emphasize on one particular concept that actually moved me. The concept of know thyself, which is a Delphi oracle. What do you think is the reason for which the concept of know thyself had a very significant impact in my life? Let me get this straight to you. Assume that we are all icebergs and we are all floating on this ocean surface. We can actually see the tip of the iceberg to each other, but the reality is that the major part of the iceberg will be still submerged. This was the same in my case too. I always used to explore only the tip of the iceberg or the crust of my understanding of myself. I never used to dig deep inside to know what was my real caliber. Once I started realizing the concept of know thyself, I started looking into my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and challenges, and thereby I transformed myself into somebody way better than I could ever think of. Let me tell you an undeniable fact. I, you and every one of us are born with indomitable capabilities. We just need to figure it out, just figure the spark that is within us, polish it and showcase it. When I tell you about figuring out the spark within you, I remember an instance at which my cousins teased me for not being able to differentiate a veg and non-veg food item. Since they were from a metropolitan city, they were too good at English. So they asked me if I could just figure out this and that, and I was like, no, I couldn't. They teased me, they played fun of me. I was like broken, I was like shredded into pieces. Back then I didn't have that broad perspective of looking into the life in a proactive or constructive way. I literally cried. I ran back to my home and I told my mom, I told my dad about this, and they told me like, no matter, just start studying, it's for good. If I could have given up back then and stopped studying English, I wouldn't have been in front of you today so that I could speak of my experience that made me, that motivated me to study, to start off again. The same concepts works with all of you. The only thing is, I had a circumstance at which I had to look deep into myself, look at my problems, look at my challenges and scrutinize it into something better so that I can just make the best out of it. The same way, you all have got that instinct within you, that caliber within you. The only thing is like, You sometimes have to get yourself exposed to such a scenario, or it's like if you ever don't have that chance of getting exposed to such a scenario, just dig deep inside. Just do a SWOT analysis. Just do a SWOT analysis, which stands for your strengths, mark your weaknesses, mark your opportunities, and mark your challenges. And finally, start being you. Start knowing yourself. Know thyself. Thank you.